3, 2, 1.
Hey gang, Chef here. So we're just going through chapter 17 and chapter 18 of the senior book, and we're getting into poultry and we're getting into fish. And it just so happens I went out and found a heck of a crappie hole. And not just some awesome crappies, so I got some bluegills as well too. So for about the last 20 minutes I've been cleaning them, but right now what I'm going to do is just do a little segment on how to properly fabricate a fish. So we're going to do a little filleting, okay? So this right here is actually a crappie. So indigenous to the state of Ohio. I've already got some fillets over here. A couple of things you will need.
Scales on the ground.
Yeah, scales on the ground. So a couple of things you will need. I always use a good boning knife and a good fillet knife, okay? So I use the boning knife to take the fillet off, then I use the fillet knife to actually remove the actual fillet meat from the skin, okay? So now, if we remember what we learned, this right here is actually a fin fish.
Hold on, okay.
Okay, and it falls in the round category, okay? If it was, so this is how this fish swims, okay? So eyes on both sides of his head, swims like this, okay? If this was a flatfish, both eyes would be here, okay? On the top of his head, and he would swim like this. And that's more of an ambush, like lay on the actual ground, okay? So now, spine's gonna run right here, okay? So you could basically, from the middle of the gill plate to the middle of the tail, okay? So, and there's usually a little line, all right, in most fish that will show you where that runs, okay? What I'm gonna do is just take my boning knife, I'm gonna pop it in, and I'm gonna just go right around that gill plate, okay? And I'm just using the tip. I'm gonna take it right to the crown of the head, and then what I wanna do is I'm gonna run the knife, all right, parallel to the table, okay? And what you're gonna feel is it's gonna hit the rib cage. So don't push in too far, you don't need to. Let that knife just bounce off that rib cage, and all of a sudden you're gonna notice that knife's gonna go in a little bit deeper. And you're just gonna pop it through the under part of the fish. Once again, run that knife parallel to the table, all right? Clean your knife.
Okay, so your setup here, you got your 2 rags.
Yeah, a couple rags for cleaning scales off.
And then behind Chef is the garbage bag.
Yep, that's where all the extra ones are. Now, if you're doing gardens, okay, and you want the fish heads, bring a chef knife out. Don't use a boning knife to try to cut the head off. You're just gonna tear up your blade doing it, okay? So you see how I'm peeling that fillet back? All right, that's how you wanna do it. Once I get past the rib cage and I flatten out, what I'm gonna do is just take my knife, slide right down, okay? Nice fillet. This one's got some shoulders on it. So we're gonna flip them over. Once again, insert at the gill plate. Okay, use the tip of that knife, go right up to the top of the spinal column. Okay.
For beginners at this, would you recommend taking your time?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's a really sharp knife.
Yeah, I'm actually doing it really slow right now. So, okay, and as you're pushing this in, you're gonna feel resistance, and all of a sudden there's no resistance. So you can take that knife, okay, and once again, just make sure you run it parallel to the table. Okay, clean that off, and we're gonna come through here. All right, I'm gonna peel that fillet back, and what it's gonna do is I'm gonna start pulling it away. All right, and if I miss anything, just go back in. Use that tip, just that nice little tip. Okay, all right, once I get past that rib cage, we're in. Beautiful, okay? So that goes right there. Now, if I wanted to use the heads and the fins for a garden, I can go ahead and cut those off with a chef knife, pop those in a separate bowl, and then what we would do is just go ahead and mix those in with the dirt, okay? Now, this right here is a bluegill. He's thick. Oh, he's thick, okay? Good eating right here. Indigenous to the state of Ohio. Absolutely love these. These are actually the panfish family, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing. All right, I'm gonna come right here, right across that head, okay? Once again, I'm gonna run that knife parallel to the table, okay? And their anatomy is almost identical, okay? So once again, I got no resistance. I'm gonna pop that knife all the way through, go all the way down. Peel that fillet right back. Now he's a little bit smaller fish, okay? In fact, when he was younger, those crappie used to like to try to eat him. So once he got too big, they said, we're not gonna try to eat you, but big old bass will. Now, they have a natural defense mechanism. I don't know if you can see that. Those are real wicked spines.
Those will get you.
These will get you. These are razor sharp. These are actually pins right here, okay? They will pop this up if a fish comes up, try behind them, okay? So they always try to eat them from the front, and they're ambush predators. So, but they'll pop those up, and that'll keep a fish from trying to suck them down, okay? So once again, we're gonna go right here. All right, we're gonna go right up to that big old fat head. Look at that big fat head, okay? We're gonna take that knife, and I'm just gonna run it right down, once again, parallel to the table. I'll try to get as much meat as you can off of these. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Have a little a towel right there to wipe your scales off. Okay, we're gonna go back in and we're gonna pull this beautiful meat. Once again, if we got a little garbage right here, just go ahead and clean that off. I'm just using the tip, guys. It's just the tip of the knife. Okay, you can peel that filet meat right back. Oh, it's all good.
No, it is. I like to buy my meat packaged.
Yeah, a lot of people do. But I'm teaching a bunch of young people that are going to be the ones that have to package it. Okay, cool deal. All right, so that's done. All right, so now once again, round fish. We just did some simple fabricating. We just filleted the fish up. Okay, now what I'm going to show you guys is actually how to remove the meat from the skin. Okay, so I'm going to clean my cutting board off. Yep. All right, remember, this is going to get messy. Okay, come back out here after everything dries, hit it with a hose, and brushes everything off.
Did you explain brining, or you're going to do that now?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
All right, so, all right, always get yourself a bowl with some brine. Brine is just simple water and salt mixture. Okay, now, I got a nice fillet here. So, I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to press down right here at the edge of that fillet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little slice in. Once again, I'm going to run parallel to the table. And I'm going to pull that skin and run that knife in between the skin and the meat. And what you have is beautiful removal of skin from the meat. Take this, throw it right in our bag. Okay, throw that in a brine, simple salt water. Now, if there's any blood inside the meat, what it'll do is it'll pull those impurities out. Okay, and I always like to double brine, so I'll brine this for tonight, and I'll put in a fresh brine tomorrow. And what I'll do is I'll dry it, and I'll probably freeze this. So, because we've got
fish tonight.
Yeah, we've got a truckload of fish in there.
Which I recommend peanut oil. Delicious.
Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. Yep, we cooked up some today with some peat oil. Mrs. Chef made her famous pasta salad.
Didn't come out quite as well this time.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Good job.
Clean. Okay. So, and that's it, guys. Once again, we're just going to take this knife. You can even do this with the little fillets too. Okay.
I keep missing you cleaning it.
All right. We're going to run that knife. Run it parallel to the table. We're just going to separate that meat from that skin. Okay. That's it. Nice thin knife will do that. That's your fillet knife right there. It's going to have some bend and some flexibility. Okay. Always have a knife sharpener with you as well too. All right. After 3 or 4 fish, what I'll do is I'll go through and actually resharpen my knives, because you're bouncing off of bones and stuff, and these are delicate blades, okay? And the sharper they are, the less likely you actually are to cut yourself. So you're gonna get as much meat as humanly possible off these. All right, so that's it, guys. This is a real quick fabrication. I'm doing some filleting. It's a simple fish.
Scales falling off of you.
It does happen, okay? This does happen, but trust me, this is good.
It is good.
This is a great meal, guys. And all I did was I took a little peanut oil, put that in a big frying pan, okay? Probably about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Did a simple egg wash. I made my own batter. So what I did was I took some flour and I mixed that with a little white pepper, a little garlic, a little Lowry seasoning salt. Mix the daylights out of it. And now what I do is egg wash, flour, egg wash, flour.
Oh, I didn't realize you did it twice.
Oh, yeah, did it twice.
Right. I wasn't paying attention.
So got that oil up to about 350 degrees. So it took about 2.5 minutes each side. So as soon as they came out of the oil, hit them with a little Lowry's across the top of them, put them inside the food warmer. I think from start to finish, I had about 10 minutes in.
That was good.
And we made enough food, we could have easily fed 4 people, okay? So just have a couple sharp knives with you, a good cutting board. Always have a garbage bag. Get your mise en place together ahead of time, okay? I know this seems like kind of a mess. This is gonna take me literally 5 minutes to clean up, and life's gonna be good, okay? So I miss you guys dearly. All right, I hope you guys get something out of this. And if you guys have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll hook you up with some extra credit. This is Chef. Y'all take care and make good choices.
Bye.